Minneapolis has been a winter wonderland throughout Monster Jam's 30-year history. Tonight, 12 superstars enter the frozen tundra to fight their way to the top of the series with World Championship gold on their minds. Three of the biggest names in the sport continue to dominate as they await a new challenger to emerge from the field. Last round, the former Rookie of the Year answered the call.
My buddy right there!
But can he throw down another show-stopping run? This is Stadium Championship Series Red. This is round 10. This is Monster Jam. Unbelievable!
Yes!
There's some huge air. He can save it right there. He can save it.
Holy cow! Awesome move, look at that!
And he's got it.
Cowabunga! Big air out of the box!
Beautiful.
Yeah!
The road to World Finals begins now.
Welcome to U.S. Bank Stadium, the home of the Minnesota Vikings in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And with temperatures expected to drop near below zero, 35,000 will take a break from the frigid air and stay warm inside the bank for Stadium Championship Series Red. Hello, everyone. I'm Scott Jordan alongside Colt Stevens. And Colt, after a weekend in Tampa, this series has gotten a lot tighter. Now 10 points separates the top three.
Man, this series is getting tight. These drivers are all getting really close. Unfortunately, some damage plagued Adam Anderson in Tampa, but that opened the door for Todd LeDuc and Tom Meents.
Adam was eliminated in round one of racing with the slowest time, then didn't receive a score in freestyle. Of course, all of that due to electrical and mechanical issues with the truck. So how does he rebound here tonight in round 10?
You know, Adam Anderson needs to go out and do what Adam Anderson does. Hopefully, Jeffson, his crew chief's got that truck dialed in back to 100%, and Adam Anderson can go drive the wheels off that gravedigger.
Let's take a look at the Stadium Championship Series Red driver lineup. Cole, you've seen everybody in this lineup multiple times, so who do you have your eye on coming out strong in Minneapolis?
Nick Pagliarillo, he absolutely threw it down in his hometown of Tampa, came out with a bang. I definitely got my eye on him. He might have something up his sleeve.
Yeah, Cole, I agree. It was last round in Tampa that Nick Pagliarillo won his first career stadium freestyle competition, and he is downstairs on the track with Leslie in this UNOH pit report.
A real breakthrough moment in Tampa for you, Nick, but a lot of adversity in your run, too. And so I know you got shut off. What gave you the motivation to keep going and keep going harder to win that freestyle?
You know, being able to get a shut off the first time, you know, it's just real fuel to the fire. And then when I got close to Bryce and they cut me off with the last 15 seconds, I saw my whole family back there cheering me on, telling me to fire back up. When I fired back up, I saw them going even harder, so I just said, you know what, let's turn it up to 11. And after that, I just started sending everything and then landed that backflip, executed it pretty perfect. And, you know, it was just perfect, one thing after another. It was a night that I couldn't forget.
Well, what's it like, life on the road, your whole family out here doing it together?
You know, it's great. This is everything we've ever wanted to do. It's our dream, and being able to do this as a family is the most important thing to us. You know, we can fight through the ups and downs, but we're always trying to pick ourselves up with each other and keep the push through each and every week.
Yeah, and guys, he's going to face an obstacle first round, big matchup, as you mentioned, against Adam Anderson.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's go ahead and take a look at the series points. Nick sits there in 7th, which is a great spot for him, but when you look at the series points, are you surprised by anything?
You know, I'm surprised that Todd LeDuc has taken this long to get closer to the points race. You know, he's 10 points behind. He made up a lot in Tampa, but I'm surprised it took Todd that long to get to where he's at now.
One event, though, could turn the tide. We saw that last week with the points switch from Adam to Tom and Todd. So anything can happen here tonight as we look at the event breakdown for round 9. 3 competitions, racing, the Great Cliff Skills Challenge, and freestyle. Drivers receive points based on their finish, with 12 going to the winner, and it goes down from there. The driver with the most points at the end of the night is crowned the event champion. It's time now for Track Talk. Cole, we're back indoors this week, and in cold weather cities, a pit party generally happens on the track as opposed to outside of the stadium. So with all of the movement from trucks and foot traffic over a 4-hour period, how does that affect what the drivers see on the track?
You know, as drivers, we actually talk about that a lot because the track changes so much from whenever you do practice on Fridays to when you actually go to the show on Saturdays and Sundays, because the foot traffic packs the dirt in, and when it packs it in like that, it makes it more tacky. We're dealing with kind of a gravel-like surface here, so it's going to be kind of slick in the first few rounds, but as it goes, you're going to get down to that ruddy kind of surface, and the drivers are going to have to overcome that very quickly because the trucks are going to want to hike up. They're going to have to be careful going into the corners and coming out.
Let's check out the racing bracket. Round 1, Saigon Shaker versus Black Pearl, Jester against El Toro Loco, Lucas Stabilizer versus Overboard, Kraken versus Gravedigger, and first round buys belonging to Blue Thunder, Bad Company, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, and Max D. When I see that bracket, the matchup stands out to me is that round 1 between Kraken and Gravedigger. Adam Anderson struggled last week in racing. Prior to that, he'd won 3 in a row. Nick Pagliarulo has a tough task in round 1.
It is very strange seeing Adam Anderson not get a bye, but what's interesting to me is if he does get by Nick, he's going to go head-to-head with Max D right away. And with Max D only 5 points behind, that's a race for the championship series right there potentially.
Well, let's find out how the racing bracket's going to shake out. We're going to head down to the track for round 1, our first matchup of the night. Ryan Disharoon and Saigon Shaker against Colvinard and Black Pearl. So Ryan Disharoon stays low. Cody's got the lead. Around the turn we go, and Ryan Disharoon is on a rail right now.
Yeah, he got a bad bounce, so he's pushing him a little deep.
And he goes inside.
Over-rotates.
He is going to hit the turning pod. And Ryan Disharoon had a great run, made one mistake. Colvinard takes advantage of it. Take us through the Super Glue to the action replay.
As Saigon Shaker comes across that gray lane, the truck kind of dips to the inside, pushes him wide in the corner. He tries to compensate for it, over-rotates through the corner, catches a turn pod. Easy win for Colvinard.
Next up here in racing, it is El Toro Loco's Mark List against Jester's Matt Pagliarulo.
Man, Jester left so hard the truck almost wheelied off the line.
And now into the halfway point, El Toro Loco with the lead, so a great jump for Mark List. And final turn now.
Oh, Mark is shut off.
He is shut off, and Jester.
That electrical issue showed its face just at the wrong time. Unfortunately, the truck is shut off on him.
I don't know that anybody has battled more electrical issues recently than Mark List, so Jester Cole gets his first racing win of the season. All right, here we go. Round 1, continuing move to the other side of the bracket. Jamie Garner in Overboard against Cynthia Gauthier in the Lucas Stabilizer.
High up on the converter. Jamie had that RPMs really high on that truck.
And we now move in through the second turn. Jamie Garner had a great lane on that turn, and he has got the lead.
She was way too deep on that corner.
And another tight turn for Jamie Garner, and there is your winner. Take a look at the Super Glue to the action replay.
Jamie comes across the finish line, way in the lead. He makes some nice, good, tight corners. Cynthia's a little bit too wide. Jamie staying tight was definitely an advantage. Coming away with a win, 18-1, super fast.
Wow, what a run for Jamie Garner. Final matchup here in round 1, 5-time World Final Champion Adam Anderson. He's in the red lane. He goes up against former Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken. He is in the gray lane. And so far, I think that red lane, especially watching Jamie Garner run it, has been very, very fast. Now we got a green light. And Adam Anderson staying low off the ramp.
Look how tight Adam makes that first corner.
Well, look at Nick. He's got a good turn as well. But here we go now. Adam Anderson turning on the juice.
Adam's going so slow into the corner, then powering out.
My
gosh!
What a finish. Where did Nick Pagliarulo come from?
He totally snuck up on Adam.
This one is under review. Take a look at the replay. It looks like
Adam
Gravedigger
edged him
did
out
have it, but
barely.
oh, they give it to Kraken. Kraken is your winner. Nick Pagliarulo advancing. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the bracket here in round 2. It's going to be Black Pearl against Blue Thunder, Jester against Bad Company, Overboard versus Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, and Kraken versus Max D. That is the end of round 1. Back in Tampa, Tyler Duke ended the weekend with his first racing win of the season. Can he make it 2 in a row? Blue Thunder is out next when Monster Jam returns. Welcome back to the Twin Cities for round 2 of racing. First in round 2, it's Colvinard Black Pearl against Tyler Duke and Blue Thunder. Todd has more racing passes than anybody else on this series, and we are off into round 2. Great jump for both.
Black Pearl picks up the inside tires.
Colvinard has the lead right now over Tyler Duke.
Come on, Cole.
Final turn. Here comes the Duke. He hits the pod.
Oh, Todd has to check up. Boom!
Whoa,
Oh
look
my
at
gosh!
Cole Bernard.
Dude!
Wow.
Oh my gosh, this is getting epic,
What
Scott.
a
Quick!
finish. We have got to take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay at this finish.
Unfortunately, Todd LeDuc makes a mistake, hits the turn pod, goes across the finish line on 2 wheels. Cole takes the win, side slaps, puts it on its roof. Unfortunately, he might not make it back, Scott.
Oh, while we continue through this wacky racing bracket, let's check in downstairs with Leslie Mears.
Guys, it's hard to believe, but this is John Gordon's first bye race of the year. And he said one thing is he just doesn't have his head right in racing because he only races as fast as the competitor in the other lane, and that's one thing he's going to try to change today.
Well, he will get Jester in the other lane, and Matt Pagliarulo getting his first racing win of the season in round 1 after Mark List, El Toro Loco, just shut off completely. And now we've got Cole Bernard. They lifted the truck back over. If he can't come back, that could be a reprieve for somebody like Todd LeDuc to come back and get some points in the semifinal, because now, Cole, Tom Meents is the last man standing in that top 3 in the points. Next up here in round 2, it is John Gordon in bad company against Matt Pagliarulo and Jester. 6-6 on the year for John Gordon. Solid in racing this year.
I'll tell you what, John Gordon, that bad company truck is one beautiful truck. I absolutely love the way that truck looks. Look at him going into that corner, slinging it too tight. Uh-oh, but Jester checks up.
Bad company still now with a chance here. We're going to the final turn.
Bad company's deep.
Oh, he's on 2 wheels.
I told you that side over there, that rut is forming, and it's getting those drivers to hike up on 2 wheels.
Matt Pagliarulo moves to 2 and 6. He's in the semis.
It's just turning out to be tomfoolery motorsports night.
Let's move on here in round 2. Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior against Jamie Gardner in Overboard. Both 7-6 on the year, but Bryce with a 4-1 stadium record against Jamie Gardner. And I know this is a huge show for him, a huge event. He wants to put on a dynamic performance. I predicted him earlier, Colt, in the live event at the pit party to be the event champion.
Jamie had the fastest lap time in the first round, so let's see if he can duplicate that here against Bryce.
And he stays now here on the red side, but he gets a little caught up. But Jamie Gardner right there. Wow, what a run so far. Final turn. Bryce on 2 wheels again. And Jamie Gardner. Man, if there's an upset here, the semifinals code could be Black Pearl, Jester, Overboard, and Kraken. But he's got to get through Tom Meents, so let's get to it. Our final round 2 matchup. In the red lane, Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken. In the gray lane, Tom Meents, Max D. But first, let's check back in with Leslie.
Guys, even though Tom has the bye run, he said he would have rather ran in round 1. That gives him an opportunity to feel out the track and figure out how to manage those corners. And so he said he's at a real disadvantage here with the bye in round 2.
Thank you, Leslie. And Nick Pagliarulo in round 1 just came out of nowhere and finished that race strong and beat Adam Anderson.
The track is changing though, Scott. That's one thing I've noticed so far. We're seeing that rut form on that gray side of the track. A lot of drivers are hitting that rut, hopping up on 2 wheels and having to miss the ramp almost. So it's going to be very hard for these drivers to get through that.
And we are off and running. Nick Pagliarulo has the jump and the lead at the chalk into the turn. Tom Meents taking it tight. He's on 2 wheels, and Nick has got it.
Uh-oh, we got smoke coming out of Nick right now.
He's got to finish. Tom Meents trying to make a run. Nick Pagliarulo has just made the semifinals.
Oh my gosh, knocking the big dogs off.
Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, we spoke too soon.
Oh, man.
Wow, Tom Meents is going to win that one. What an unbelievable race that was. What a great racing bracket this has been. We both thought Kraken had him, but from up here, that aerial view clearly showed Max D got the win. So let's take a look at the semifinals. Cole Bernard, Black Pearl, Matt Pagliarulo, Jester, Jamie Gardner, Overboard, Tom Meents, and Max D. So Team Overboard Motorsports, Cole, having a great night so far.
No doubt they have been on some rails, but can Cole make it back?
As we start our semifinals, first matchup, Jamie Gardner and Overboard against Tom Meents and Max D. Both ran incredibly fast races, but Jamie Gardner been really surprising at the times he's been putting in.
No doubt he's been in bad fast each round, almost laying down the fastest time in each round so far, so he's one to beat.
We are off the line and running. Jamie Garner into the turn first. He goes tight. Tom Meents a little wider.
Jamie nails that corner. Jamie's on rails, Scott.
Yeah, 3 BKTs ain't getting it done. Final turn for Jamie to slow down, and he's got the win. Overboard getting the win. Jamie Garner won a racing bracket. He will move to 9 and 6 and advance to the finals. Here's the Super Glue to the action replay.
Jamie nails his first corner absolutely perfectly. Then he does his second one as well, so he puts down a bad fast time.
All right, let's check back in downstairs with Leslie Mears.
Guys, when I talked to Matt Pagliarulo earlier today about racing, he was really down on himself. He said he doesn't feel like he's been racing well as of late, and he's just really overthinking those corners because he has so many options to manage the turns. But tonight, somehow, he's managed to turn it around.
Final matchup here in the semis. It's going to be Matt Pagliarulo and Jester against Cole Menard in Black Pearl.
You can see Black Pearl is missing his body, but that can definitely be an advantage. He has nothing in his line of sight. He can see perfectly out of that truck, and he's going to need every advantage he can get if he wants to beat Matt.
Matt Pagliarulo 0-2 in his career against Cole Menard.
Matt's truck almost wheelies again off the line.
He clips his back 2 BKTs on the race ramp. So here we go into the second turn. Matt lost his rhythm, had a brake check. And Cole Menard's got to finish strong to win. And he does, so Cole Menard advances. So it's going to be an all-team Overboard Motorsports final. It's going to be Cole Menard and Black Pearl against Jamie Garner in Overboard. Who you got, Cole?
Man, it's going to be a hard one, but I got to go with Jamie. The owner of the team, Cole's boss, has been fast all night long. I think it's an easy win for Jamie if he can get around the track smooth.
We are rocking in Minneapolis. Coming up, the fastest 2 of the night go head-to-head for racing supremacy. It's Overboard versus the Black Pearl. The racing final is next. Welcome back to US Bank Stadium for round 10. It is time for the Monster Jam Racing Finals. Here we go, final race. Jamie Garner, Cole Menard. Winner gets the first 12 points of the night. And we are off. And Cole Menard slow off the line.
Cole has a major mistake. I think he goes all the way to neutral.
And Jamie Garner going to make him pay for it.
Oh,
Jamie's on 2 wheels and he's going over. He is over.
Oh, Jamie!
Oh, what a save! What a save! Oh, my God! What a save from Jamie Garner. Then he rolls again. And then Cole Menard takes advantage. I don't know what is going on tonight. Here's the Super Glue to the action replay.
Cole Menard coming away with a win. It was Jamie's to win because Cole made such a big mistake off the line, but he pushes it too hard, rolls over in the corner, saves it, but just has too much momentum and ends up rolling over again.
The red-hot start for Cole Menard, his second racing win of the season. He is on the track with Leslie Mears. Leslie.
So much excitement out there. What happened on the line? Because it looked like you sidestepped it a little bit or something happened. You couldn't get going.
Well, first of all, I had the craziest crash of my life racing Todd LeDuc. I have never flipped and twisted so much in the air like I did there, and the truck was fine. This baby was bulletproof tonight. I can't believe it. Thank you to my crew that got me back out here so I could keep plugging rounds away. And then the very last round against Jamie, it didn't matter. Our team was going to win, so all we needed to do was finish. And, of course, we're not going to let the other win, so we both went as hard as we could. When I took off, I blew a spark plug or something out of the motor. I lost a cylinder. I thought it was a transmission, and I just kept it as smooth as I could because I was hoping Jamie would mess up, which I could see on the big Jumbotron he did, so I just got to finish and celebrate a victory for once.
Guys, and the biggest victory of all, the truck is all in one piece and ready for the next competition.
Thank you, Leslie. That is amazing. The craziest crash of his life, his career. As we take a look at our first BKT overall event leaderboard, Cole Menard is at the top with 12. Jamie Garner, 11. Tom Meents, 10. Matt Pagliarulo with 9. Nick Pagliarulo with 8. And Cole, look at that leaderboard. You've got Team Overboard Motorsports, Team Tomfoolery Motorsports, and then Tom Meents.
This is the Independence House tonight.
Next up in Minneapolis was the Great Clip Skills Challenge. In this competition, the drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or choose to do a donut. They were judged by fans in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution with 12 points on the line. Let's take a look back at our top 3 drivers. Coming in third, Todd LeDuc with the popper on the lid and then the save.
Oh, it's got a save!
Coming in second, more saves as Adam Anderson slap wheelie across the pod. He would get a huge save.
Uh-oh, he's going over, Scott. He's got it saved.
And finally, take a look at this winning run from the Professor Tom Meents.
Nails it up on the 2 front tires.
And after his big win, Leslie Mears caught up with 12-time World Finals champion Max D's Tom Meents.
So, Tom, for you, another maximum effort here in two-wheel skills. It only helps your effort here to gain in those points.
It is. You know, every point counts right now. We're mid-season right now. Everybody's fighting for position. So close between Todd, Adam, and I. You just don't know who's going to come out the winner. And we saw last year, it came down to the last day, the last show, with 4 people there. So every single competition counts. We're off to a great start. We got one more great competition. These fans are ready. I'm ready. I know all our viewers are ready.
And, guys, he's got a late run in freestyle, so he'll be able to see what the competition does before him.
Let's take a look at our current BKT overall event leaderboard after 2. Tom Meents gets 12 points with that win. He's up to 22 for the event. Jamie Gardner with 19, Colvinard Taladuke with 17, and Nick Pagliarulo and Adam Anderson with 15. And you see the 7-point differential between Tom Meents and Adam Anderson. That means right now, after 2 competitions, Tom Meents is your series points leader. 2 down and 1 to go in Minneapolis. Colt and I will catch you up on the action here, as well as take a look around the league at the other 4-point series when we return with our St. Jude halftime report. Everyone at Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. The temperature continues to drop outside, but the heat been rising inside, specifically down on the track, as we welcome you back to U.S. Bank Stadium and welcome you to the St. Jude halftime report. I'm Scott Jordan. He is Colt Stevens. And Colt, it was a wild racing bracket. Tom Meents kind of settled it down a little bit with the win of the Great Clip Skills Challenge, but the story right now is the carnage that this track has caused.
You know, I feel like I'm on my first Monster Jam again, Scott. I've been having so much fun here in Minnie. The door is swung wide open for all these drivers. Adam Anderson has been suffering some bad luck. Tom Meents is coming back. This has been an epic show here in Minnie so far.
Yeah, the big 3, Adam Anderson, Tom Meents, Todd LeDuc, still a lot on the line here for not just tonight, but the series. And a guy that could benefit from a big freestyle run is Blue Thunder's Todd LeDuc, and he is on the track right now with Leslie Mears as we go down for this UNOH halftime pit report. Leslie.
Todd, this isn't where you wanted to be, points coming in. You were so hyped up earlier today, knowing where you are. You know, what's it going to take to get moving forward here and to gain those back?
No, you're right. You know, looking at these points right here, you know, I'm bleeding points slowly, and I can't be. I got to be going forward, and I just can't find that magic that these fans are wanting. I thought in skills right there, doing those 2 epic saves was going to be the one that was just going to propel us to first place, but it just wasn't. And then in Cole, you know, he had to have that Hail Mary kind of a run, and he was risking it all, and it paid off. He came back and got all the way to that final and won. So I got to just keep digging forward. I got to find that magic. And these Minneapolis fans, I've had great luck here, but it just seems like I'm a little bit off. I got to find that magic. Once we hit that magic wave, we're going to ride that thing to victory.
Well, guys, his truck's in one piece, so we know that he's got a good piece of equipment going into freestyle.
Well, Leslie, not a lot of trucks seem to be in one piece tonight. So what's going on back in the pit area? What can you tell us about the trucks that have had some damage tonight?
It is really haphazard back there. You know, the biggest damage of the night comes from El Toro Loco's Mark List. You know, he had a power solenoid go out one day ago in practice. Had it go out again today. Now he's having issues with fuel, and so they're checking all those electrical issues, but it's just really hard to chase because there's so many electrical components on the truck. Colvinard, we saw come out there. He had the spark plug blow out. They put a new plug in and just reattached that wire, tightened down the rest of those 7 other plugs, but you can see he's still got an issue out there, and he's having issues with the fuse on the fan. And finally, overboard out there, a steering ram replaced after racing, and then now a transmission, and they're assessing other damage as well.
All right, thank you, Leslie. A lot to digest back there. One competition remains. It's anybody's game. Right now, Colt, let's take a look around the league. Arena Championship Series Central in Pittsburgh. Kristen Anderson, the current series points leader, she won an event championship out there in Pittsburgh, and it seems that she's done just enough to maintain that series points lead. A guy I want to talk to you about, though, is Tony Oaks. He has now jumped from 4th in the point standings all the way up to 2nd and is starting to make a run at Gravedigger.
Yeah, you can never count Tony out. He's a great driver. He does such a great job in those arena settings, and driving that Soldier Fortune truck, Tony's definitely one you don't count out.
Arena Championship Series West in Denver, Colorado, and Brandon Vincent has won 2 event championships already out there. That is 4 in a row for him, and now he is really starting to distance himself from everybody, including Earthshaker's Tristan England.
You know, I was very surprised by that. I thought Tristan was catching up to Brandon, but Brandon is just constantly consistent in those arenas, and he's the one to beat right now.
And a lot of action still going on here in Stadium Championship Series Red. Tom Meents is the current points leader here tonight, so a lot on the line in freestyle. We've been seeing more and more technical moves every week, not only in the Great Clip Skills Challenge, but freestyle as well. And one of my favorites, Colt, is the reverse popper.
Definitely one of the harder moves we do just because of vision, and we're moving backwards. We can't see behind us in these Monster Jam trucks.
The Monster Jam Lingo series has been breaking down some of these jaw-dropping maneuvers over the last 2 seasons, so take a look at this edition of Monster Jam Lingo with the reverse popper.
The superstars of Monster Jam are always finding new ways to reinvent the sport by executing technical moves that will wow the audience. To help provide you with the understanding and knowledge on how drivers execute these sensational maneuvers, we bring you Monster Jam Lingo. Today, we'll look at the reverse popper. A reverse popper, primarily performed as part of a wheelie combination maneuver, is when a Monster Jam truck pops its front 2 tires off an obstacle while driving in reverse. So let's take a look at how a driver pulls it off. There are 3 key elements involved for a driver in order to execute a reverse popper: positioning of the Monster Jam truck, timing, and control. To begin, the truck must be positioned behind the obstacle the driver will use to attempt the maneuver. Once the truck is in position, the driver will shift into reverse and approach the ramp at a moderate speed, hitting the throttle just before the front tires hit the ramp, popping them up into the air. Next, the driver needs to control the momentum of the truck by applying the brake until the truck rocks back onto the wheelie bar. Apply the brake too fast and the truck ends up on its roof. When the truck reaches its balance point with the front wheel skyward, the driver shifts into first gear and will mash the throttle, propelling the truck forward in a wheelie position. To land this trick successfully, a driver relies on the truck's rear tires for traction and then will simply ease off of the throttle until the truck is back on 4 wheels.
Nice move!
With the art of a reverse popper, this has been Monster Jam Lingo. Still a ways to go. We get back to the action with the final competition of the night. Stay right where you are. Freestyle is next. Welcome back to the second half of Monster Jam as we are on the road to World Finals 21 in Orlando. All right, as we kick off freestyle, let's send it back downstairs to Leslie Mears with an update on Gravedigger.
This is a very unique position for Adam Anderson. In the history of driving monster trucks, he's only ever gone out for freestyle first once. And the result of that night, a freestyle victory. So he could be poised to repeat.
And he's going to kick it off with the ski jump right away. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger.
Aggressive ski jump. That's the bad thing about being the first driver out. You don't really know what all these ramp faces are like until you see somebody else hitting them. And Adam is used to being able to watch other drivers during their freestyle, so he's actually getting to test these ramps out first.
Cole, take a look at these race lanes. Talk about the mound of dirt on top of the race lanes that's outed up.
Yeah, they push the turn pods up on these race lanes, trying to give more of what we call a pop and drop. Very aggressive. Sometimes the truck even bottoms out on the face of, huge step up, too flat. Uh-oh, the truck shut off.
Fire up, bud. Fire up, fire up. Fire up. You're good.
Something is broke. Oh, okay.
He is able to
now
get it
he's
back
mad.
going. 82 seconds left for Adam Anderson.
All right, going for a slap wheelie here.
Gets off the red side jammer.
Look
Slap
at that.
wheelie, dragging
Slow
the flag.
slap wheelie. Turning the wheels, set up so whenever he puts the front 2 back on the ground, he was ready to turn. All right, what's he going to do here?
Jeff's in on the ground, telling him to go. Send it. Up in the center lane, Adam Anderson getting the front end down, swings Gravedigger back around, and he is on a mission now. Up to the pod we go. Huge hair for Gravedigger.
Right across the center, look at that.
Slap wheelie combo. Lining up now for the backflip. Oh, he faked us.
All right, now here we go. This is what I love. Whenever you start crossing it up, jumping from pod to pod. Definitely a disadvantage. You can tell Adam is trying to feel it out, figure out what exactly he wants to hit. Oh, yeah! That's what I like there, buddy. I've been waiting for somebody to do that all season long, jumping from that small tabletop to the center pad. Nice air, setting up for the backflip now. 17 seconds.
No fake out this time. He gets it. Over rotated on the back. He's got a chance to save it, and he does.
Look at that.
There is kicking off freestyle with a bang.
He's got a broke front axle, though. You can see that inside tire not turning. Again, Adam showing his veteran ways, going right into a donut, keeping that broke wheel on the inside.
Watch it go, dude. Woo!
That is a huge freestyle run to kick it off. Crowd going nuts. Take us through the super glue. Glued to the action replay.
Goes into the backflip. Let's see if he can see the steering wheel in his hand. Where's it at? Steering wheel is off. Looks like he goes right into wheel. Oh, look at him turning the truck right now. He had to drive with no steering wheel.
Next up, Matt Pagliarulo and Jester.
Setting up wide. I think he's going to go pad to pad already. Oh, has to check up. Wasn't able to turn.
A lot of space out there to make those deep turns and get that momentum. He's kind of slow dancing this freestyle track
off
out
with
here.
A lot of momentum, but he's definitely checking up now. Slowed down quite a bit. So I heard that Jester has been struggling with shock setup lately. The front of that truck is really soft, and it's bottoming out on the front end. Oh yeah!
There we go, the huge
Holy
air.
cow!
Right
Welcome
on
to
that
the jungle.
front two tires, and then going to climb over, not able to save it. Man, the speed coming from the deep side of the track. Here's the super glue to the action replay.
Watch this right here. You can see the truck, the front almost bottoms out coming over this. Look at that, soaks it up. What happens is it makes the rear rebound really hard. Matt's just along for the ride at that point, dives in, gets a little wild with it, rolls all the way over. I thought he was gonna go back to all four tires, but unfortunately the truck doesn't continue that momentum.
Here comes Mark List and El Toro Loco. This is his first appearance as a competitor in this building. Truck slowing down quite a bit, but he gets
going
a
to a
stoppie.
stoppie, throwing some skills in. It didn't get to competing skills, so he said, hey, let's throw it in freestyle.
Popping the back two BKT tires up off the pod, and then now edging the nose wheelie out onto the track. So there's that technical aspect we were talking about in freestyle.
Time to send it now, Mark. Checks up again here. Riding it across.
One freestyle win on the season as the sixth highest average on the tour.
I love how he spun it around in that corner right there. It's like it was on a dime. That left front tire stuck. He spun it around on that tire, went right back over that little tabletop.
Yeah, he's facing the
Backflip
backflip ramp.
already.
Not a lot of room, but he goes high.
Big one.
And he gets it.
Catches a rebound. Go, Mark, go.
Wow, did not leave himself a whole lot of room to line up. Didn't need it.
Watching to see, it looks like he's definitely tweaked the sway bar in the rear. Hopefully not a sway bar adjuster's messed up. Looks like it's okay. He can continue his freestyle. He needs to go big here, though, Scott. Oh, housing is broke.
Yeah,
Housing is broke.
Front left wheel just got caught, and there you see it hanging off the front.
Yeah, you can see the shocks broke and everything right there. Probably broke it right at the champagne.
Next up, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior.
You know, Bryce has been talking about how his previous runs, he's just not really been able to put it together. He says you can't control the bad bounces, but you can control the situation that puts you into those bad bounces, and I couldn't agree with him more. Sometimes he's kind of taking stuff a little bit easy, and unfortunately that makes the truck bounce kind of crazy because it comes up a little bit short.
Bryce Kenny making his 8th appearance at US Bank Stadium. One racing win, no freestyle wins as of yet. And you're right, he does need to pick up the pace, starting to get some momentum here. Hits the jammer, trying for a slap wheelie over to the backflip ramp.
Spin it around, Bryce. Time to let her go. Open her up, buddy.
Here's the throttle that comes back across again. So slap wheelie in freestyle. Less than a minute to go.
Off the ski jump again.
There's some big air for Bryce Kenny. Oh, he's going to get on the side.
Four-link bar on the roof.
Oh,
There's that
my
bad
goodness.
bounce
That
again.
was a bad bounce. On a crazy track here in Minneapolis, not everybody was able to get to the top of the freestyle leaderboard. Let's take a look at some of our lower performing scores. Jamie Garner and Overboard unable to even make it out on the track, so he would not get a score. Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken with a broken planetary, and then Colvinar and the Black Pearl blew a motor. Saigon Shakers, Ryan Disharoon, he would roll over, and Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer, hung up on the rear steer. She would roll over as well and not make it to the top 5. Let's take a look at our current freestyle top 5. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger with the lead. Mark List, El Toro Loco. Bryce Kenny, Great Clips, Mohawk Warrior. Matt Pagliarulo, Ingester, and Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer, our current freestyle top 5. Just a few trucks remain, and when we come back, we're going to see them fly as we look to crown the event champion. Freestyle continues next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to Minneapolis. Let's take one more look at our current BKT overall leaderboard coming into this competition. Tom Meents sitting at top with 22, Jamie Garner 19, Colvinar, Todd LeDuc with 17, and Nick Pagliarulo and Adam Anderson each with 15. Here comes two-time World Finals champion Todd LeDuc in Blue Thunder.
Oh, he's got a broke rear axle.
Oh, this is not going to be good if he can't.
No, you can see the truck rotate sideways.
He's got to hit 30 seconds.
He's trying to figure out what's going on right there. You can see him testing it out, saying, okay, which way is the truck going? I need to figure out, because he's got to change the way he jumps now. He needs to jump sideways so that when he comes off the jump, the truck actually is twisting the right way. So you almost have to go off wrong so you fly right.
Had a freestyle win last weekend in Tampa. Was able to climb back up into the series points race, still sitting third.
Unfortunately, him going out and winning skills and doing those crazy saves, that's what cost him. That's the damage to the truck. And now he's going to struggle through this entire freestyle. This could cost him the event.
Is he able to get a backflip?
You could. You're going to have to set up for it right, those guys, because it's going to rotate crooked.
He may go now before he completely runs out of juice on this truck. He is deep
he's
fake
like,
again.
He better go. This could be detrimental.
Why drive all the way to this side of the track when time is running thin on you?
He's wasting time, Scott, honestly. You know, having a broken truck, he's limited already. Now he's wasting time driving around.
Still getting the air, though, Cody. He's still able to elevate the truck and get the speed. How much does Blue Thunder have left before it can't go anymore? 8-pack for Todd LeDuc.
We could see a gainer.
Also a backflip.
Yep, there it
is.
is.
Wow, gainer for Todd LeDuc. Take us through the super glue to the action replay.
Setting up here for the 8-pack backflip. That broke axle, you can see not letting that right rear turn, which does like a gainer off of the 8-pack. So close to landing it.
Next up, John Gordon in Bad Company. Huge jump for John Gordon. End over end jump, gets a great bounce, gets a slap wheelie combo. John Gordon now going to the deep side of the track, whips it around in front of the backflip ramp, and now up over the cars, huge air onto the pod, and he just gets enough of it, sky wheelie. Oh man, he's got to try to save it, and he does.
Yeah, great control right there.
This is a John Gordon freestyle run, that ragged edge coming from the Digger lineage as well. A lot of years spent as Ryan Anderson's crew chief, won a world championship with him, and now going to go over, no, saves it again.
Look at this save. That is a save right there. Nice and patient. Didn't overdrive the truck. It's super easy to overdrive the truck in that situation. He was patient with it.
He gets a backflip here. This could be a freestyle run, a winning run. He's going for the 8-pack. Sky's Bad Company and gets enough of it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely perfect right there.
There's your big wow moment jump at the end. Gets it back 2 tires again. John Gordon with a 9.399 that takes the lead in Bad Company. Take us to the Super Glue to the action replay.
8-pack backflip, almost under rotates it, but it's sometimes that works out good. It's nice and low. It's easy on the truck. It's a little hard on the front end. Great job by John Gordon.
Our final competitor, 12-time World Finals champion Tom Meents. So Tom coming here into this run has a 3-point lead over Jamie Garner, who is not going to get a run in tonight. Cole Vennard, who was sitting in second, tied with Todd LeDuc, in third, had 17 points. So he's not going to be able to make it. So Todd LeDuc currently sitting in the top 3. So Tom Meents really would need to finish near the bottom, to not walk out of here with the event championship.
Tom is met. Oh my gosh, this is huge.
Big time air, gets the front end down.
When he was going to start sending it across the middle, he's playing around on the outside, and he sent it huge across the middle of that track, threading the needle right between the step up and the jammer. Going into a crazy bounce here, almost getting a stoppie.
Made it to the semifinals of racing, won the Great Clip Skills Challenge. That is how he has the overall event lead.
Tom cannot get slap wheelies as easy as these other trucks off of these jammers because he has a front engine truck. All the weight is in the front of that truck. So it's a lot harder for him to do a slap wheelie, and it's epic when he actually does get one. But that's why you see him staying away from the jammers a lot more than the other drivers.
Tom, one of 6 drivers on this tour to win a freestyle competition. Nobody's won more than one. Lining up for the backflip ramp. He sends it.
Under rotates, breaks a tie rod. Oh yeah, the motor is just pouring oil out of it.
A huge costly move there for him going into next round, but it could win him freestyle. Here's a super glue to the action replay.
He sets up for a backflip here, under rotates, hits hard in the front. Looks like he might have major motor damage. His crew chief is gonna have some work to do tonight.
Let's take a look at our freestyle top 5. John Gordon, Bad Company, going to win this one. Adam Anderson second, Mark List third, Tom Meents fourth, and Todd LeDuc in fifth. Standing by on the track with our freestyle winner, John Gordon, Bad Company, is Leslie Mears. Leslie.
John, this is a little bit of redemption to win freestyle here after your first appearance in Minneapolis a couple years ago.
You're 100% correct, Leslie. We came out here in 2019. We rolled over in racing, had a decent 2 wheels, and broke a planetary. Due to the tunnel being clogged up, we couldn't get the truck back there to fix it, so we didn't get a freestyle. This one right here, a lot of it was for these fans in Minnie. They spent their money to come out and watch us, and you know what? They deserve a show, and that's what we gave them tonight. But I'll tell you what, a lot of it's about that right there. That was a good buddy of mine. This would have been his 30th anniversary running that truck up and down the road. Scott, we love you, buddy. And Matt, I couldn't do it without him, man. This guy, he keeps that truck right. That truck took hits that it should have never took and kept going.
John Gordon getting 12 points as we check in with our final BKT overall event leaderboard. Tom Meents will get the win with 31 points. Adam Anderson, 26. Todd LeDuc with 25. John Gordon, 24. And Bryce Kenny, 21. Let's go back down to the track. Leslie with our event champion, Max D's, Tom Meents.
Tom, you had some huge moments out there that helped you get this overall event championship. And so what does it mean to slowly creep up on those guys and gain those points?
It is. You know, every single point counts. We saw it last year.
Yeah.
This year, we got to pick away at it earlier. We can't just be complacent. Fortunately, we came out on top tonight. Truck was running awesome. Did a great job. We got the overall win. That really mattered a lot right now, this point of the season.
And that's going to do it for us here in Minneapolis for round 10. We come back for more action at US Bank Stadium for round 11, and you do not want to miss it. For Colt Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. We'll see you next time on Monster Jam. Good night.